welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I have done a video. I think the last time I did a video was like in September, so it's been a while. I haven't really been doing anything wild and crazy, just stitching and doing some quilting and just kind of in my creative space, and I've been enjoying it actually. It's been very relaxing, and I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you've been having fun with your stitching, and welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back and visiting with me. My videos are kind of a journal to myself, but it also connects me to a community of wonderful people, and I love it when you guys comment and you leave me comments, and so I also want to welcome, I think I've gotten some new subscribers since the last time I uploaded a video, so welcome, thank you so much for subscribing. But I do have some finishes, some FFOs and some finishes, and I just want to update on my October stitching, what I did during the month of October, and so that's what we're going to be doing. That's what I plan on doing in today's video, just making sure that I feel like my stitching is going from one theme into another, and there was Sampler September, which I think I updated at the end of September on all the samplers that I was stitching. And so yeah, the October stitching, I got quite a bit done. I'm just going through my mind trying to remember, trying to recall a lot of all that I did in October. So it's kind of early in the day. I usually do my Flosstube in the evening, so I am having a little bit of trouble recalling everything, but I wanted to, there is a linen that I am stitching on that I also wanted to go back and see what the linen is, because I absolutely love it, and that's one thing I really love this book for, is that if I write down, which I think I'm getting better at it, if I write down the project when I start it, it just kind of helps bring things back to my memory. And okay, it's 36 count antique ivory. Okay, so I don't know, it looks like it's white art, so I'll talk about it when I get there. I tried to organize myself a little bit so that I'm a little bit organized, but there are a few things that I forgot, so I'm gonna go back and collect those things, and I'll be right back, so sorry. Okay, so I went and gathered all the, I didn't have any of the patterns of the finishes, just because I'm trying to get in a good habit of putting the patterns away after I finish, clean out my threads and put those where they're supposed to go, and so when I go to do my Flosstube, I have to go and gather the patterns. So anyway, life is tough, right? Oh, the struggle. Anyway, I just noticed that I didn't write these down, and I need to write these in my, I plan on getting another one of these. I was a little concerned about filling it up and running out of pages, but I can always purchase another one. So so what have I been up to? October, we had a couple of birthdays. My youngest daughter had a birthday, and we celebrated her birthday with I made some country fried steak, which is one of her favorite dishes, with mashed potatoes. And then she had an ice cream cake, which up until her birthday, I was just not really crazy about ice cream cake, because I feel like there's more ice cream than there is cake, and I like more cake than I do ice cream. But her birthday, after we ate ice cream cake for her birthday, I was like, this is not too bad. So maybe I'm starting to like ice cream more. I don't know. But we celebrated that, and we didn't really do anything. Usually we go to the Family Fun Center, where it's like an arcade bowling center. You can ride go-karts there. But she turned 26 this year, so just want to make sure I was still rolling. She turned 26, so maybe she felt like she just wasn't interested in doing anything like that this going around. We could have still went bowling, but no, we didn't. And then my husband's birthday was in October, and so him and her just kind of celebrated their birthdays together. But on his birthday, him and I, we went for like a little drive. So we had... Okay, so my camera died. My battery died in my camera. So I had to switch to my phone, which is not surprising for me. I don't know what it is about my camera batteries, but I can charge them, and so I'll use one, and then the other one I will keep in the battery charger. But I unplug the battery charger, but the batteries don't hold their charge. So even though they're in storage and everything, and I go to use them, they're not charged. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I remember. I was talking about my husband's birthday and how him and I decided, so we had decided to clean out the garage. That's what I was talking about. Now I remember. We desperately needed to clean out our garage. And so him and I had loaded up a whole bunch of, well, he had loaded it up, and I told him, it's like, my son was supposed to go with him to the dump that morning. But my son hadn't come up stairs, and I was like, well, I'll go with you, because that way I can help him unload all this stuff at the dump. And so he goes, okay. So we went to the dump, and I had been talking to him about there's a town just north of us called Pine Valley. It's really beautiful. It's set back, and it sits kind of like in a bowl of mountains. And I had been telling him about something. Oh, I think we were looking for a piece of land to buy. We were cruising through there to see if they had anything for sale. That's what it was. And so on the way back out, on the way home, we noticed that there was a road that went in a different direction off of that main road. There's only one road into Pine Valley, one road out. And I was like, oh, I'd never noticed that before. It looks like a little town if you go that way, but it was a dirt road, and it said 12 miles to the town. And we were like, well, we need to come back up here on Saturday. We should explore that and see what that's all about. So that's what we did on his birthday, and it was really fun. It took us back. There's a road that runs along the edge of the mountain. It was beautiful scenery. I got a little scared at one point because there were like ravines, and yeah, my passenger door, I could see the whole thing. I'm scared of heights, okay? And so at one point we're like halfway, now that I'm looking back, we're about halfway to the town that we're going to. And I started kind of fussing at him. I felt like he was going too fast, and it was a gravel dirt road. And so growing up in Alabama, there was a lot of gravel roads, and I know how easy it is to slide on a gravel road. And I was just like fussing at him that he was going too fast. And he's like, if you don't stop yelling at me, I'm going to turn around and go back the other way. And I was like, oh no, 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 you can't turn around on this road. But anyway, it was fun. Lots of beautiful scenery. We saw turkeys, we saw horses. There was a beautiful little stream. There was like these like houses that had ranches, I guess, cattle ranches back in the mountains, and it was just beautiful. But anyway, that's what we did for his birthday. And so October, we had a couple birthdays. It was just fun. I did some crafts for Halloween, and I did quite a bit of stitching, but I got the quilting bug, and so pretty much just did some quilting, and that's about it. But I'm going to share a finish, an FFO I have in my quilting with you too. So anyway, I will show you my FFOs, and this one, well, I'll show you this one first since I have it written down. The first one, I had found these patterns, PDF patterns, and I just thought they were adorable. And so the first one is it's called Pumpkin and Bittersweet. And it's by Waxing Moon Design. And it was supposed to be stitched on 30 count, and they does it say the color of stitch 2 over 30 count linen using 2 strands of floss. Doesn't say what the model, overdyed threads. Doesn't say what the model was stitched on. So I had colored some linen, so I used what I colored. But it also has beads, so it called for Mill beads, and I just happened to have some beads on hand. I didn't use the color because if you look, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the beads, the call for beads were red garnet, like a garnet color. But I had some Mill beads, and I'm just noticing there's a thread stuck in there. So I used it's kind of a gold color, which is fine, is what I like. I didn't mind it. I actually, these are some frames that I had picked up at the thrift store. Maybe it was last year. I found like 3 or 4 of them. They were just alike. And I think I only paid like $1 for all of them. And I thought they were just perfect for this finish. So, there was also a pattern, kind of like a mate to that one. And I was like, well, might as well go ahead and get that one too, and just do them both. And this one is called Bittersweet Witch Hat. And so, this one also has beads, and it has buttons. There's like these little star buttons. And I was going to make some out of clay, but I didn't get around to it. And probably is best because I did put it, my finish, I did put it behind a glass in the frame. So I wouldn't have been able to have the buttons on it anyway. But here is the finish, and it's a little wavy. I noticed I probably should take it out and stretch it a little bit more. So I had finished this one in the first one. This was the first one I'd finished, and I put it in the frame behind the glass. Sorry. So when I finished this one, I decided, I'm going to see what it looks like without the glass. And honestly, I like the glass on it, so, but I just think they're adorable. I love them. And I just love the variegation of the colors. Although I remember now when I was stitching this, if somebody is, I was thinking to myself, I use DMC, okay, and I didn't use the colors that it recommended for DMC, only because I love the look. That's what sold me on this pattern, was the colors, the look of it. It looks kind of primitive. I don't know what the word is for it. It's kind of an antique-ish look to it. But I didn't have the colors. I wanted to get started on it. But if I had my time to go over, I would have ordered the call for threads, because this is exactly the way I wanted it to look. But I feel like I got kind of close, but not as close. I mean, it turned out beautiful. I love it. But yeah, so if you plan, this was a PDF, and I got it on Waxy Moon Designs Etsy shop. So I'll leave a link in the description where you can download. It calls for Gentle Arts, Evergreen, Tarnished Gold. So the gray is the one, the gray in the middle, and it's called Soot, SOOT, Gentle Arts Soot. So yeah, I would suggest using the call for threads if you want it to look exactly like that. But I'm super happy with these finishes, and just kind of like, I could either put them on the wall or I could sit them up like that. Okay, so onward. So the next one that I don't know if this was a finish. Was this a finish? Did I have any more to do this? Gosh, it's so long ago. I should pull out I should get my book of days, because I do write in here. So the lilies, grateful, blessed. Okay, so let me look. Smelly feet. Oh yeah, I remember doing, okay. Boot tree. So I did work on, I don't have a lot of stickers, but this is my October. So I finished this one. I did finish this one in October. It says finished boot tree. So that was on the 17th of October. And it apparently worked on it for several days. This is the pattern. This pattern is by the Primitive Hair. I think this was also a PDF download, and I absolutely love this pattern. Fell in love with it. Although I wish I'd have had the color linen. I didn't. It calls for, I'm gonna put my glasses on. This one calls for Old Salem linen. It calls for Old Salem linen, 30 count by the Primitive Hair. So she must do the dyeing for that linen. That I don't know if she has it in her shop or not. But anyway, it's just a gorgeous pattern. I absolutely love how she displayed it and everything. But I did mine on, try not to get myself confused here by throwing everything around. I remember I had started this one last year in the fall, and I didn't get finished with it, so I finished it up this year, which worked out really good. I remember I did not want to put it down, but I do know that I had other stuff that I needed to work on after Halloween. I didn't write it down in here, what the linen is. It looks like something like, here's my finish. This is probably by Picture This Plus. It kind of looks like, what is that home? I can't remember the name of it, but I'm almost sure it's a Picture This Plus linen. And it's probably probably a 40 count. Let's see. So on 30 count, the finished design is, I'll put my glasses back on. The finished design on 30 count is 92 by 135 stitches. Doesn't have, that's fine. Design area 16 centimeters by 24. So, and that's on 30 count. This design area ended up being about 9, so it's probably 40 count. So it's about 9 inches long instead of whatever it was that was called. I didn't FFO it, but I probably will put this in a frame only because I love it so much. I thought about doing a pillow. Look at those pumpkins. And I love the skull heads hanging from the tree. There's a couple of candy corns, which my colors weren't exact, but I'm okay with the colors that I picked out for it. I did use a variegated floss in here, and it looks like I need to finish. I haven't quite finished it yet. I still need to fill in her boot, so I'll have to do that. Oh, gosh darn it. Anyway, that was fun. I love that. But it's not completely finished. I still need to fill in those, which won't take me long. But I think I used like a pumpkin colored thread for that I had picked up from stitching it up in Cedar City. When I went up there, we also went to Cedar City on my husband's birthday. I actually went stitching it up on his birthday. So, okay. I think is that all the finishes? Oh, no, I have one more finish. Did I bring that? Yes, I brought that. So, Plum Street Samplers Blackbird Fractor. I had started this one a while ago. I want to say 2 years ago. Blackbird Fractor. I know I wrote that one in here. Okay, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I started this one in 2021. I didn't write down, let me get my glasses off. I didn't write down the month. So it just says 2021. But it was probably during the summer or something like that, knowing me. But I did have a finish. And it turned out so pretty. So I had picked, I didn't use Call For, I used DMC. And so I had, there at the last, I had stitched these 2 flowers in a lighter color because I wasn't real crazy about this brownish color. And I thought about going back and redoing these. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it the way it is, get it finished, get it done. And so I think I can live with it in those colors, but it's just pretty. So glad to get that one finished. I can't remember if there was anything with this, anything that other than the colors of the flowers. Thinking about changing that. In person, it looks, it's not so bad. So my camera's not really picking up on the colors very well. But I was pretty happy to get this one finished because it's just been lingering and I didn't have very much left to do on it. So these are all finishes, fun things that I can work with next year. And so the other things that I was working on in October were I had started, I had decided to go ahead and stitch my Consider the Lilies. I was just looking to see if there was anything else that I didn't. Okay, I'm good. So I had decided a couple months back that I would go ahead and I would stitch Consider the Lilies. And so I had decided what I would do is I would let that be my Sunday stitch. And I'm happy to say that I've been really good at stitching this only on Sunday. And I've been really good at not letting any other stitch get in the way of my Sunday stitch. So I only stitch on this one. And if you guys remember, it's been a while, excuse me, I had run across an issue with my wording. I had gotten it off, and several of you, thank you so much for your helpful advice. Some of you said it would be okay, just leave it. Some suggested to move it over. So I did. I decided I would just take it all out and stitch it right. So when I went back to stitch it again, I changed the color. I decided to do it in a brown. And so I finished up the border, the flowers on this side also. So then I decided I would start right dab in the middle, and I would stitch the house. So this is 2 Sundays. The house is 2 Sundays work. Be it that I usually get a late start on Sunday stitching. But yeah, and I'm not doing it in the colors called for. Just, I think I'm trying to keep it mostly warm colors. So I may put some blue in this. I'm just playing around with the colors. Just kind of trying to do something that appeals to me. All the different colors just, I don't know why I'm having a hard time with it, but I decided I would play around the colors, and she even suggests in the book, in the pattern, to use your creativity and to play around with it. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, so I started stitching. I'm actually enjoying the Sunday stitch. I think that's a good idea because this is a huge pattern. And so it's definitely going to take some devotion and some focus. But you can see all the different colors. Some people are stitching the other, I don't know if it's a mate or not, but I chose the Consider the Lilies. Will I stitch the other one? Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. But I feel like this is not going to take that long, because what I plan on doing is once I get the house stitched, I'm just going to go right up the center. And then I'll just go focus and come back down this way. And so, because I feel like the most stitching is in the tree and the house, and so the motifs won't take that long. But the Sunday stitch is amazing. I love that. And so I was listening to some Flosstubers talk about Mondays. I think it was Crossed by Floss. She was talking about how there's Mirror Monday. And so I pulled my Cathedral Woods Goddess memorabilia out, and I'm going to stitch her. And so I think my Mondays is going to be devoted to that. I'm still waiting on the fabric. I ordered the fabric, and there was a couple of Karen watercolors that I needed. And so I ordered that. So when I get that, then my Mondays will be devoted to that memorabilia. So another one I started working on in October. Well, no, this is November stitch. I started working on this one in November. What was it? November. A lot of people are doing for November. I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. But I thought that's a good idea. I should do that. I'm still new to cross stitch, so I'm still learning all this stuff. Please forgive me, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, and that's what's important, right? I did not bring this is Love Abide. I don't have the pattern handy. Do I? Yes, I do. Sorry. Here. This is, I'll just put the pattern. Love Abide by La Di Da. And I had started this one in, I know I wrote this down. Sorry, I didn't have that up there very long. This is just, it's just a gorgeous pattern. Absolutely fell in love with it first time I saw it. I don't think I've seen anybody stitch this one, which I know there have been people that have stitched it. Because I've seen it like on Pinterest. And, well, of course, the model stitched, right? But I just fell in love with it when I saw it. And so I had started working on this one in Love Abide was 2021. I'm stitching it on 36 count antique ivory. It calls for Vintage Lintel by Lakeside Linen, 36 count. And mine is 36 count, but I'm doing it on antique ivory. So if you look at the color of that linen, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of the color of the evening or morning, I guess. I don't know the evening. It seems like, I don't know, it's kind of just before dusk, maybe. Anyway, what do I know? And this is how far. So this past couple of weeks, I've worked on this one after my Sunday stitch, and I've managed to get the tree. So last Sunday, not this past, so today is Monday. Today is Monday, by the way. What did I do with my phone? I don't know what the date is. Where did I hide my phone? Well, I can turn on my computer. And today is Monday the 7th. So it would have been last Sunday. It's going to take my calendar a few minutes. So it would have been the 31st, Halloween, Sunday. No, the 30th. Would have been the 30th that I stitched the tree limbs. And then this past Sunday, no, this is not my Sunday stitch. What am I talking about? It was the Monday, so it would have been Halloween. So Halloween, I stitched the tree. And then, is that right? I must have stitched on this more than just Monday. I think I stitched on the Saturday too. So Saturday would have been the leaves. I mean the leaves. So I put in the leaves. And it was crazy because I stitched that entire tree, the limbs, if I could talk right. I stitched the limbs in one day. And then so I was sitting, I remember I think it was Saturday, yeah. Because I didn't want to put it down to stitch on my Sunday stitch. I was thinking, oh, I'll go ahead and get the leaves done now. No, it's going to take me a little while. But the fun thing about the leaves is it's the same stitch. It's the same pattern. So you learn where the stitches go and how many there are, and yeah, it just cruise right along. There may be one or two that's not quite the same. But yeah, I should be able to get the limbs in there. And there's also writing at the top, and at the top says, "In our home, let love abide and bless all those who step inside." And then it's got the sampler alphabet at the bottom. It's just, I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I will be working on that one this month. And what other plans do I have for November? Being that today is the 7th, we've got Thanksgiving coming. I was like, I should stitch a turkey. I should find a turkey pattern. I know there's a lot of really cute ones out there. Lindy Stitches has one. Teresa Kogut has one. There's a lot. I think Brenda Gervais has a few. I think it would be fun to stitch a turkey for Thanksgiving. But I don't know. I definitely am going to work on my whips. I love the fact that I'm getting my whips completed and getting them narrowing down my whip tail. But anyway, that's probably my plans, just working on stuff like the Love Abide. I'm going to start my memorabilia once I get my my fabric and my floss that I ordered. Because I tried coloring my own linen. I was going to do it on 28 count. It calls for 32 count. And I just wasn't happy with the color of the linen. So I decided that I would just order the right, what it calls for. And be done with it. So I have several that I could be working on. I know I have Sarah Jackson, and so I will probably work on my samplers and Tong. Cathedral Woods Goddess, my memorabilia. I have several that I can be working on. There was a theme that other people are working on in November, but I can't remember it. If you guys can think of it, because I watch a lot of different Flosstubers, and I would not remember which one to go back and listen to. Anyway. I have an FFO. So I got into quilting. You guys, I love to quilt. And I had ran across, so several times I'd been in the quilt shop buying fabric. And I had noticed their collage quilts on the wall. And they're absolutely gorgeous. And I'd always thought, there's no way I could do anything like that. That definitely takes a lot of patience and focus. But I happened to find Emily Taylor. She's a designer. She designs collage quilt patterns. I had found her video by happy accident and was watching her explain or just show how to do collage quilting. And it just happened that I had all the different products that needed to do it. And I was like, well, I'm going to give it a shot. So I had this pattern, Emily Taylor, this is her pattern. If you sign up for her newsletter, you get a free pattern. And this is the one that I got. And so I decided that I would do that pattern. And I did. I finished it. I actually made it into a pillow. I didn't have the reds. I didn't have a lot of reds for some reason. Didn't have a lot of red scrap. I do have red scraps of fabric, and I've even got some fat quarters, but it's mostly Valentine's stuff, so which is fine. I just did the orange color for fall. And then I did my free motion quilting, the echo quilting around it, and I just loved the way it turned out. But it was easy. It was not a difficult thing to do, and I'm just in love with collage quilting now. And I'm sure I'm going to be doing more, because when I was at the quilt store buying more fabric, I bought it takes using, I can never think of the name of it. It's like steam press or something like that. It's like a light steam, a seam too. It's kind of an interfacing. It just helps you stick the pieces of fabric onto the pattern. And then you steam it down and it pulls the whole thing off, and you can put it to the back of your fabric. Like if you're going to make a pillow or whatever. So I bought some more of that. So I'm hooked. I'm definitely going to be doing more of that. So, yeah, it was easy. I thought it would be hard, and it wasn't. It was super easy, and I actually did this in 4 hours. I made this entire thing. I did the collage quilting and everything in a total of 4 hours. And it took me that long because I didn't know what I was doing to start with. But it's super easy. If you get her pattern, the way her patterns are is it shows lights where you put the dark fabric, the light fabrics, and you put in whatever color fabric you want to put in there. It was super easy. So I'll leave a link. I'll leave a link in the description to her website where you can find her patterns if you are interested in doing that. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. You guys, I am just so, I don't know, this summer was just like, took a lot out of me. But I haven't been doing a lot of bag making. I think maybe I'm kind of steering away from that. It's just kind of like not really interested in making bags as much. I feel like I'm going in a different direction. So I don't know what's up with that. Just don't feel motivated anymore. But I mean, I will probably still make bags, but just like, I don't know, when I find a fabric that excites me and I think it would make a good bag. But I feel like I'm just doing a lot more quilting, and I'm enjoying my stitching, and I've just been enjoying the me time. So yeah. I hope all of you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for visiting with me and watching my video and leaving me a comment. Good night, if you will. Give me a like. But anyway, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I think that's all I have for today. So I hope you guys have a great week and get some good stitching time in. Stay well, be safe, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, thank you. See ya.